Are we going to get hyperinflation? That's not what you're saying, but you're saying preparing for that, you're going to buy Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin?
Well, because I call it people's money. Gold and silver are God's money.
Right.
Placed here by God. Historically, you have to look at things from a historical point of view. Every currency has a life cycle.
Right.
Okay, like we have human beings, we have life cycles.
Sure.
So a currency has a life cycle. So when the Confederate dollar ran its life cycle, it went out. When the, what do you call that, the Continental, which was the money for the revolution, when it died, it went out. When the Weimar Republic, the Reichsmark died, it went out. And hyperinflation follows that. So I predict that the US dollar as a currency is at the end of its life cycle. It's a dying currency. So that's why BRICS and or Bitcoin and all that are coming up right now, because the US dollar is dying.
Robert Kiyosaki strongly urges immediate investment in Bitcoin as a defense against hyperinflation, emphasizing its critical role amidst concerns about the declining U.S. economy. Drawing parallels to historical currency devaluations, Kiyosaki predicts challenges for the baby boomer generation and advises diversification of investments into tangible assets such as precious metals and cryptocurrencies. He warns against over-reliance on traditional assets. Stay tuned until the end of the video, where Kiyosaki elaborates on why, despite endorsing Bitcoin, he steers clear of Bitcoin ETFs. Additionally, Kiyosaki highlights that only a small percentage of viewers are subscribed, encouraging viewers to consider subscribing or liking the video for free access to finance content. In his segment, Kiyosaki delves into why he believes the US dollar has reached the end of its life cycle. Before we continue with the rest of the video, do check out Daily 5-Minute Crypto newsletter with all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part is it's absolutely free. They'll cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your comment and observations in the comment section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
That's 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
I said savers are losers. Why would you trust something our criminal governments will print? You know, I always talk about if you can print it, I don't want it.
Right.
So I don't have bonds.
Yeah.
I don't have cash. If we can print it, I don't want it. So I have investing in Wagyu cattle.
Okay.
Because you can't print a Wagyu cattle.
Yeah.
And I make my money, talk about cash flow. I buy the breeding bulls. That's going to crash because the boomers are going to go down.
Right.
If you understand the boomers, anyway, they're about to go.
Yeah.
In '74, ERISA put them all into paper assets.
Right.
Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs.
Yeah.
You know, I won't even touch a silver or gold ETF. I don't buy Bitcoin ETF. I want the real thing. But that's me, you know, because I'm old enough to have seen the booms and busts. You know, I never lived in Zimbabwe, but I was in Zimbabwe for about two months, and it's horrifying. It's when your currency is worth nothing. So I'll say it again, the US dollar has a life cycle, it's a currency life cycle. So when you study macroeconomics, study the life cycle of a currency.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching the BRICS. That's why '74 was also the petrodollar.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's all on resources. So the VRIC, the reason I'm here, this is resources. This is the Vancouver, British Columbia is Silicon Valley for resources. And resources, as you know, because you've been at it for most of your life, I'm sure, resources will always be here. But tech stock will not be here. And the thing, the S&P 500 is hanging on the Magnificent Seven, you know, Google, Apple, and all that. And if I was a boomer right now, and I'm going to start to liquidate, and if the S&P collapses, because our bond markets are collapsing.
Yeah.
If I was your age and have parents, your parents are going, if they have a 401k, RRSP, IRA, and I wrote another book, Who Stole My Pension with Ted Siddell. Our pensions are empty. Wall Street and our governments have looted us. America is a criminal operation run by the head of a criminal organization called Biden. What these guys are doing is criminal. It's criminal. The first thing that Biden did when he came to office, he cut the Keystone XL pipeline. I sell oil. I have hard assets. You know, I'm an oil guy. I went to school for oil. And the moment Biden came to office, his first act was to cut that pipeline. Under Trump, I was selling oil at $30 a barrel. The day that Biden came to office and cut the pipeline, oil went from 30 to 130. Inflation went through the roof. And what that means is, mom and pop, Mrs. Soccer mom standing there at the pump, she can't afford to put gas in her SUV, and she's got 3 kids to feed, and prices at the supermarkets going up because oil affects everything. Civilization runs on energy.
Yes.
So that's why uranium's going up and all this stuff and oil. But the uneducated or unsophisticated public is in serious trouble right now. So I feel for the people who may lose their homes. The homeless among boomers is going to go up just because they have nothing. American boomers are the luckiest generation in world history. But they have nothing because our schools teach us nothing about money. Like our colleges, last year about this time, I did a talk at Arizona State University, which is the largest university in America.
Yeah.
39 professors shut me down. In 1965, David, I went to school from Hawaii, I went to school in New York. My economics teacher had me had our class read, the first book was The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. I read the Communist Manifesto, I went, oh my God, my family, all educators, are Marxists. They don't know it, David, because they haven't read the Communist Manifesto. The number one thing for Marxism are taxes. Make sure everybody gets taxed.
Yeah.
So it's that progressive income tax is essential for the spread of communism.
Yes.
Labor unions. My father, poor dad, hated the labor unions. You see, what I'm saying is America is going Marxist. You can see it in their education. Well, because they actually teach you the wrong things. Number one thing I don't like about schools, they tell you don't make mistakes. Humans were designed to make mistakes. A baby doesn't take TikTok lesson. A baby has to stand, fall, stand, fall.
Yeah.
Next is bicycles, fall, fall, fall.
Yeah.
Humans are designed to learn to make mistakes, but after they got through their bicycle, they go to the classroom, they're told not to make mistakes. The second thing is don't cooperate. Cooperation is called cheating. I was very cooperative in school. I was sat next to the smartest girl going. But that's how I get rich here. I did my talk yesterday at VRIC.
Right.
I said, what you're looking for is the right company and the right partners. You're looking for the people with the right teams.
Right.
So capitalists are teams. It's only the small entrepreneur who are, that they pick stocks and all that.
Well, you know what?
Very good question, because like having a rich dad or a poor dad,
Yeah.
I flew for the Marine Corps as my wings.
Of course, yes.
I love flying. But I didn't want to fly as a pilot. I hated it after a while. So I went to see my poor dad, and he says, get a job with United Airlines or American or Pan Am.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm through flying. He says, well, go back to get your PhD. I said, and be like you. PhD stands for poor, helpless, desperate. Money. So I go to see my rich dad, and I said, what would you advise a 25-year-old kid? He says, number one, you have to be able to sell. If you can't sell, you can't be an entrepreneur. Okay. So all these guys are machines. Yeah. And the second thing, you must learn to use debt. So I got a job with the Xerox Corporation to learn how to sell. Really professional sales training. They fly you to Virginia to learn how to sell and all this. And the second thing was to learn real estate, to learn to use debt. So I have millions, so when somebody says, I can't afford it. Well, with real estate, all you got to do is put the debt into underlying the project. So I'm $1.5 billion in debt.
Right, yeah.
It drove people nuts. I said, yeah, but the US dollar became debt in 1971, if you know your history.
Right.
When Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. So I use debt as money. Most of these guys do too. It's the poor people that are saving, the Canadian dollar. The dollar became debt.
Right.
So is the Canadian dollar's debt.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a rich person, man or woman, you must understand debt and how to use it. Most people use credit cards to get credit card debt, or they go shopping at all the shops.
Right.
Well, there's good debt and bad debt.
Well, explain the difference, good debt and bad debt.
Well, good debt is something the bank will lend you money on.
Yeah.
So I go to my banker. Like, I'm putting a deal together right now.
Yeah.
I need $2 million. So I've got to go and package the deal so I can go raise the money to put into the deal. Banks don't make money on your savings. Banks make money on debt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I go to marketing conferences. I'm always studying. But just as a plug, is I'm starting a network marketing company.
Okay.
But for many reasons. One of them is to teach financial education using my board game.
Right.
So people get educated on money. But also you have to learn how to sell to be in network marketing. So my friend Blair Singer is going to teach people how to sell, because sales is the number one asset of an entrepreneur. Sales equals income. When I find somebody who's broke, it's because they can't sell enough to cover their expenses. So sales equals income, and so that's why Rich Dad said two things. I must learn how to sell, and two, how to use debt. That's the key to entrepreneurship. That's why I was up here.
Here's Robert Kiyosaki explaining why he views Bitcoin as essential for financial stability, particularly in combating hyperinflation. His insights shed light on the challenges confronting the US and propose Bitcoin as a viable solution. Kiyosaki advocates for a reassessment of traditional investments and emphasizes the importance of enhancing financial literacy in times of uncertainty. His guidance underscores the pursuit of stability and foresight by embracing cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.